Hey guys, I'm Pretzel Gaming, and it's time for another issue of the top games that I've found on the Apple Arcade. This time around, we've got a wiggling puzzle game, a rebirth of an old favourite, and an app that brings a childhood classic to life, so I hope that you guys like what I got. As always, I'll leave all the links to the games that I found in the description below. Also, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. So, let's get into it. First up, we have Winding Worlds by Co-op, a finger-wiggling puzzle adventure style game that has you traversing worlds to help out your new friends. You play as Willow, a normal girl who just wants to go about and mind her own business. You have a dream about a weird space worm who teaches you the ways to bend the worlds to your whim and encourages you to go on a quest. Taking nothing of it, you continue as normal until your dog, Peanut, finds a strange broken necklace lying around. After fixing it, you're once again encountered by the worm, who has a rather normal sounding name called Gerard, and uses the necklace to take you to this time space where you can traverse worlds and start your journey. Winding Worlds uses a very simple but interesting mechanic to get you to progress in the game. Your only real movements are up and down and left and right, which will cause different things on the planet to disappear and reappear. This allows you to solve puzzles by altering the world to your whim to unlock different areas and help solve people's problems. However, this extends further than just the planet and to other small problems such as circuitry, fishing, and even plumbing, which are all simple jobs you need to do to help the people of each world that you visit. This is also how you progress cutscenes detailing how these people got into these dilemmas. Once you clear a world and help them out, you fill up the swirl in the middle, which you need to completely fill in order to finish the game. Winding Worlds is a very charming, colourful, and beautiful game that has very easy to learn and comfortable controls. There are a lot of mobile games that make the mistake of trying to fit too many controls into their games when it's such a small device with a small screen, and it just ends up overwhelming the player too much. However, Winding Worlds really kept it simple, which means pretty much anyone can enjoy it with whatever phone they have. Having only vertical and horizontal swiping motions to solve problems was the right choice. However, it also meant that at times the puzzles were fairly rudimentary and could be finished within seconds. Though this isn't where this game truly shines. It's the presentation of colours and whimsical, interesting characters that comes to the forefront in terms of this game's appeal. The light and stylized colouring of each world is really relaxing and easy on the eye, which makes the experience of going to each world ever sweeter because I just like looking at them. This ties in well with the UI/UX design of the game, as there's virtually nothing on the screen except for speech bubbles and action buttons every now and again for that specific task, which is a good move because it doesn't plaster over the screen and meant much more room for me to just enjoy the world that I'm visiting. Each world is different with their own style, and employing a slightly different dynamic as to how you use the limited controls without making it repetitive, which is a sign of very good game design. The dialogue between the characters seems less serious and jokey compared to the actual scenarios that they're in, but it's a combination that works well with the overall theme of the game. The design of these characters is great, and using Animal Crossing style sounds for their voices was a nice touch, as giving voices or not giving any voices at all probably wouldn't have worked as well. Winding Worlds is a gorgeous game to look at and a beautiful experience to play. The devs at Co-op did a great job with this release, and if you're new to the Apple Arcade, you should definitely check it out. Next we have Crossy Castle by Hipster Whale. Now unless you didn't have a smartphone at the time, pretty much everyone has played Crossy Road before, which took a mixture of Frogger and Flappy Bird to create a truly stunning and brilliantly addictive mobile game. Well, the guys at Hipster Whale decided to go one step further and create an even more fun, even more visually stunning, and even more addictive game in Crossy Road Castle. Like the first game, this game uses procedural generation to create an endless adventure. We have to continuously keep climbing the castle to get the highest score. You have 3 lives which are lost when you take damage from enemies, and once all 3 are gone, you tally up your score at the end. The idea is to travel from the left side of the room to the right where there's a door to take you to the next level. You can only go left and right and jump to progress through these levels, which are essentially platformer levels with various mechanics. There are clouds that lift you up with momentum, rising platforms, cannons that fire in various directions, and buttons that make platforms disappear and reappear, so there are a lot of different mechanics that you have to use in isolation or together in order to progress. You can collect coins throughout the levels which aren't required, however they are very helpful in staying alive. Every 10 levels there's a slot machine in which you can exchange 100 coins for a heart, which goes a long way to keeping a good run going, so it's best that you collect them. To add to this, every 30 levels there seems to be a boss fight with a massive bird, which on completion earns you a lot of coins in the process, after avoiding feathers and, giant bird eggs. Sometimes there are more than one way to progress, and you can find secret rooms which are hidden away from the main door. These are littered with coins and gems, of which there are only 5, so you need to keep a lookout. I've got the strange feeling that Crossy Road Castle took a lot of inspiration for mechanics and playstyle from old Mario and Sonic games. The platforming aspect and jumping on enemies' heads to reach higher ground is very side-scroller Mario, whilst the cannons used and the fast-paced nature of the levels felt a lot like Sonic Mania. Even down to the music and the design of the levels, which have that 8-bit pixel style to the background, it feels very nostalgic, like playing 90s side-scrollers in the palm of my hand. Other mobile platformers have tried to attain this level of fun and enjoyment, but ultimately failed. However, I think that Crossy Castle has the formula right. It feels like a through and through arcade game, and it's honestly one of the best, if not the best mobile game that I've found on the Apple Arcade. I thought I was done with these procedural generation mobile game traps, but apparently I was wrong, and there's even a multiplayer edition which you can tackle castles together and will progress as long as one of you makes to the end. Whether you've played Crossy before or not, its successor is downright incredible to play and has an amazing feeling in your hands when you're on a mad run. I highly recommend you guys playing Crossy Castle. And finally we have Hot Lava by Clay, a mobile game version of the famous childhood game The Floor is Lava. Now this might be the only mobile game I've ever played that had such an extensive opening. The devs at Clay made a whole comic book style anime sequence that went on for 5 minutes about the global action team in their latest encounter called the Hazard Haze, in which Hazard, a member of the team, is filled with toxins and is caught in two minds in choosing between his friends and the villain who raised him as a kid. The sequence was very odd to see in a mobile game, but was very welcome as it created this 90s superhero TV show feel, complete with ad breaks and global action team merchandise, and honestly made me chuckle quite a bit. However, this is all just a backdrop and has very little to do with the actual game you'll be playing. In this 3D platformer, you go through different courses and have to get to the end in the fastest time, and as you may have guessed, you cannot touch the ground. You can jump on couches, tables, bins, whatever is available, as long as you don't touch the lava. However, in this game there are other ways in which you can traverse the lava. There are trampolines to give you height, ropes you can hang and swing from, bars to propel yourself forward, and slides to help you gain speed. These will all be marked in green, signifying you can do these kind of swift moves to traverse the danger below. To move forward, you need to get to these green checkpoints to progress, and the blue checkpoints signify the end of a section and the end of a level. Each level has a bunch of stars you can get based on your time, top speed, time spent on the ground, and if you can find the hidden golden star, and you use these to unlock new sections and levels in the gym area. However, this isn't the only way to get stars. You can get them through various challenges in the gym area, like the pogo stick challenges and tiny toy challenges as well. I've always wanted to relive my childhood and play The Floor is Lava as a video game because unfortunately as an adult, I'd rather not step over all of my furniture. This game is fun and you get a real sense of enjoyment from finishing a level. However, I do have some problems with it. One major problem to be exact, and that's the controls. They don't make sense. You can only move forward and back from the left side of the screen, and you rotate at the bottom with the jump button on the right, which sounds easy but it's not intuitive at all. The only way to look around is using the gyroscope on the phone, which is really jarring, and I almost opted to not use it and go in blind. You never really feel like you're getting used to the controls, and half the time when you progress, it feels like luck that you hit the platform, not skill because you've mastered how the game moves. Why can't you just have a simple up, down, left, right movements and rotate by dragging? I praised the previous games for simplifying controls, but this one didn't simplify them at all. It also makes the added mechanics in the game that much harder to use and makes doing the perfect run almost impossible, which is particularly true for the pole vault. I had no idea how to progress or move off of it. I only held forward and back and kept dying, so I have no idea why they even included it in the game. I learned through trial and error that you have to rotate and lean to the side, which even after learning didn't help me that much. I know that this game can be better and I really like the premise of it, and once I felt like I got a bit of control, it was fun to play. If I had a controller then I think it would have been great, but on a mobile it does have some issues. If you like going on runs to get fast times with challenging levels, then I think Hot Lava is for you. But if not, then I'd stay clear until they work out a much better control scheme. Well, that's it for me. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe, and make sure to leave a comment down below and tell me what you guys thought about the games in the Apple Arcade. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.